Manchester United sit closer to relegation than to the top of the table. And since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, it's been a bumpy road. I don't think there's one human on this planet that can save them. So bearing that in mind, today we are going to be using artificial intelligence to solve all of their problems. The AI is going to choose exactly which players we sell and which players we buy, with the objective of the video being that we win the Premier League and the Champions League. The current squad is awful, but luckily this time round we will have a free hit. Nobody is going to be sold in the first season unless I choose to sell them. So here is our manager, Mr. ChatGPT. He is going to sign 3 players in this transfer window with a list of being 1 striker, 1 midfielder, and 1 defender to boost our squad to see how they do in our first season. Hello, Mr. ChatGPT. May you please select a striker? Oh my God, it's actually giving us a lot of options. Right, so we can go crazy, we can go realistic, we can go established. As this is our first one, we're going to be like, we're not going to sign flipping the best striker in the world, so I'm just going to say a realistic. Okay, so let's see what he's going to say. Who is the first striker we are signing in our career mode? Here are a few options. All right, first option he's given us is Osimhen, and I think that's kind of realistic, so we're going to go out and sign him. Ocean Man is a very, very good signing for us. Getting him in the first season is going to help us hugely, as our striking options right now are only Højlund and Xerxes. Right, so we've got our striker. Now, what midfielder are they going to recommend? Okay, right. This program is insane because it's literally giving me like specific players for each thing, like a Casemiro successor, a partner for Kobbie Mainoo, an alternative for Mount. Do you know what? I think a partner for Kobbie Mainoo may be the shout that we go for, because Kobbie Mainoo, I'm hoping, will be in our team for a very long time. So this time, instead of taking the best option there is, I might go for Thuram. Let's go for Thuram. It's a big centre mid. He plays up and down the pitch. Let's get him in. Thuram could be a great partner for Kobbie Mainoo, and it's actually Mr. ChatGPT that recommended that. This could be huge for the team. So now we've got our striker and our midfielder. What defensive option is he going to give us? So I am actually going to sign Gonçalo Inácio from Sporting, but there's one problem here. I've noticed that it's slightly outdated, because if you read the line for Inácio, it says left-footed, great in possession, strong defensively, and would suit Ten Hag's style. Ten Hag's gone, mate, so you're a bit behind. Inácio's signing is great. He's a young centre-back with lots of potential. We also have Yoro, and that could be a great defensive partnership for a lot of years to come. This is the way the team is set up with ChatGPT's recommendations. It's a 4-3-3 with all 3 of his signings in there, Inácio, Thuram, and Ocean Man. That's a team that's going to go into this season. However, we got very lucky this time because we got a free hit. But going forward, it's not going to be that easy. We will have 2 wheels that we have to spin at the start of every season. 1 good wheel and 1 bad wheel. And based on the objectives we are set by the board at the start of every season, that will decide which wheel we spin. And this year, the board has set us 2 objectives to complete. We must finish in the top 8 in the league. And, we must sell Antony for more than £15 million. That's going to take a miracle in itself. Okay, let's get one of the objectives out the way. And Antony's gone. He's gone. Chelsea have come in for an offer of 18 million. He's gone. Okay, objective 1 done. Bye, Antony. You can spin your way to Chelsea, my friend. Now, in real life, Marcus Rashford has been having a terrible time and he's been loaned to Aston Villa. However, he is Man United through and through. So I'm going to ask Mr. ChatGPT what we should do with Rashford, what he wants to do with Rashford. If I were Manchester United, I would keep Marcus Rashford, but with some conditions. Okay, right. Okay, so here we go. This is what he's basically said. He has said he will keep Marcus Rashford, but if a huge offer of 80 million plus comes in, he will sell them for a more consistent forward. And that's exactly what we will have to do. But that's enough waffle for this season. We need to finish top 8. Let's sim to the end of the season and see if Mr. ChatGPT's investments are good. Right, so we're at the end of the season. Let's see if we've won anything. Okay, Mr. ChatGPT is onto something. We finished 5th in the league, which is insane, considering in real life we're nearly at the relegation zone. So it's a good start for Mr. ChatGPT, but it also means we completed both of our objectives. We sold Antony for over 15 million and we finished in the top 8, which means we get to spin the good wheel. So let's spin this wheel and see what we get to do with Mr. ChatGPT. Okay, keep going. No, stop. No. Okay, we didn't get the Ballon d'Or winner, but we are now able to sign a Champions League winner. Okay, we've started off great. Who is it? I'm going to take the first option that comes up, okay? I would go for... Oh, my God. We didn't get Ballon d'Or winner. He didn't get Ballon d'Or winner. So now we get to sign him as a Champions League signing. Let's go. ChatGPT has signed a franchise player for the next decade. We have brought in Vinicius Jr., who is going to play up front with the likes of Rashford, Ocean Man, Ahmad, Garnacho. The attack has got a lot better. Is Vinny going to be enough to carry us to this season's objectives, though? And speaking of objectives, this season the board have set us these two objectives. We must finish in the top 4. We finished 5th last season, so we were close, and hopefully Vinny can get us in that Champions League spot. But we must also finish in the quarterfinals minimum in every competition. So in the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Europa League. Let's sim to the end of the season and see how this team does. And obviously, Mr. ChatGPT's target this season was to get into the quarterfinal of all of the competitions. But I saw this. We're actually in a cup final in the FA Cup against Bournemouth. Let's watch it and see how well the team's doing. Mainu, lovely ball into Thuram. Fernandez, back into Thuram. Can Thuram find the ball now? He can. He finds Fernandez. Fernandez plays in Ocean Man, who's wide open. And he buries it 1-0 to Man United and to the GPT. But 1-0, he may get his first trophy in his second season. Let's see if he can stick it out to the end. Fernandez running down the wing. Finds Ocean Man. First time shot, and he's put it in the top corner. That's 2. ChatGPT has won their first trophy for Manchester United in only the second season. We have won the FA Cup, beating Bournemouth 2-0 thanks to Ocean Man's double. The new signings, Vinny, Ocean Man, Thuram, and Inacio, all being involved in that result. It's starting to look good for Man United. FA Cup champions, but none of this matters unless AI has completed the board's objectives. Obviously, he needs to finish top 4 and he needs to finish in a quarterfinal minimum of every competition. This is a good start, obviously winning the FA Cup, but we need to see how he's done in the Carabao Cup and how he's done in the Europa League. Ladies and gentlemen, after winning the FA Cup, I have simmed to the end of the season, and it's time to see whether Mr. ChatGPT has completed this season's objectives. Okay, straight off the bat, we have finished 4th in the Premier League. We've scraped it, but it doesn't matter because that counts. The FA Cup, we won that, we know. So next up, the Carabao Cup. Oh no, oh my God, and we got to the semi-finals of the Europa League, but we finished in the round 3 in the Carabao Cup. So we basically completed everything, and we just didn't get the quarters in the Carabao Cup, which means we get a bad spin. Do you know what? AI, mate, I'm taking it into my own hands. He can't hear. We completed 90% of the stuff there, so I'm going to do 1 good spin and 1 bad spin. Let's get the bad spin out the way. Okay, as you can see here, there is a lot of things on this wheel that can really hurt our team, like leave Harry Maguire as the goalkeeper. Okay, please don't give me something really challenging. Please, 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 please. Oh my God, it's actually going to give me Maguire, isn't it? Oh my God. I can't believe this. The first bad wheel spin, I now have to play Harry Maguire as the goalkeeper for the whole of the season. After getting Harry Maguire, I really need something good on this good wheel. Oh my God. Oh my God, stop. Harry Maguire's in goal for the whole season, but we have got a 90 rated player. Let's see who Mr. ChatGPT wants. This is good. Who are we going to get as our midfielder choice? Who's the first one it recommends? Rodri. I can't sign Bonmati. Broin. Putellas, I can't sign. Bellingham. Okay. Let's do VAR and see if Rodri and De Bruyne are 90 rated at this point still. Okay, Rodri, what rating are you? Okay, he's 89 rated, so I can't sign him. Now, let's check Kevin De Bruyne. He's only 86 rated, which means if Bellingham is over 90 rated, which he should be, 94 rated, Bruno is going. With that signing, ChatGPT's team has gone up a level. Is this the season that Man United finally get back to their old level? ChatGPT is building a super team. The attack is insane with Vinicius, Ocean Man, Ahmad is leveling up. Our midfield is now crazy. We have Fernandez, Bellingham, Kobbie Mainoo, and our defense is solid with Dalot, Martinez, Inacio, and Mazraoui. And our goalkeeper is Harry Maguire. We spanned the bad wheel and we got Harry Maguire. So the objectives this year are going to be a lot harder to complete because we're probably going to concede 100 more goals than last season. What has the board set for Mr. ChatGPT to do this season though? Objective 1, because ChatGPT has had the huge signing of Jude Bellingham, the board has set him a very tough objective of finishing in the semi-finals minimum of the Champions League. The second objective is also to bring home a form of silverware. And finally, for the third objective of the season, Mr. ChatGPT must finish in the top 3 of the Premier League. Let's sim to the end of the season and see if Harry Maguire is the best goalkeeper in the history of the Premier League. Okay, so obviously one of our objectives was to win silverware, and we have a great chance here. We're actually playing Man City in a final of the Carabao Cup. Let's see if ChatGPT can pull off a miracle and beat Man City with Harry Maguire in goal. Fernandes on the edge, gives it to Garnacho, who's in, who fires it, and it's 1-0. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! ChatGPT, Mr. AI himself, could pull off an insane miracle here and beat Man City in the final with Mr. Maguire in goal. Haaland, edge of the box, plays it into Rodri. Haaland on the ball, plays it into Nunes, plays it to Foden, and Maguire doesn't save it. Osimhen turns the defender not once but twice, finds Bellingham. Bellingham into Garnacho. Can Garnacho fire again here? He can, and he scored! What is going on? Garnacho is playing unbelievably. The link up there was lovely between Osimhen, Bellingham, and Garnacho's. And Mr. AI is 2-1 up with Harry Maguire in goal. Haaland is in a position that I don't mind him being in the midfield, but he's playing some nice passing for some reason. I can see him making a run here. We need to get that out. No! What a save by Harry Maguire. Yes! So not only have we completed the objective of winning a trophy this year, but Harry Maguire, for me, gets the Man of the Match award. He has made some incredible saves, and he only managed to let in 1 goal against Manchester City, which means we only have 2 objectives left this year, and hopefully we complete those, because then we get to spin the wheel. But like I said, it's not going to be easy, because obviously we've had Harry Maguire in goal the whole season, and I have no idea where we finish in the league, and I have no idea where we are in the Champions League. So we're going to sim to the end of the season and see if Mr. ChatGPT can pull off a miracle. It's that time again. We are at the end of the season and we need to see how good ChatGPT did. Remember, our 3 objectives for this year were to win a trophy, which we completed. We have to finish in the top 3 of the Premier League, and we have to get to at least the semi-final of the Champions League. Let's slow it down. Let's see what happened. So in the Premier League, we came 2nd. We won the Community Shield. So we actually got 2 trophies this year, if you count that. We came runner-up in the FA Cup. We won the Carabao Cup that we know. Oh my God, we got to the semi-final. Okay, we lost in the semi-final, but that means we completed all 3 objectives for the season, which means we get to spin the good wheel. But there is one problem. ChatGPT doesn't renew contracts by the looks of it, and a few players are out of contract, including Bruno Fernandes, who was our captain and probably our best player. So now we're going to have to rebuild the team once again to get us to that level, because it's not just Bruno that's gone. No, there is a few other players as well. Our team is currently left with only these players. We haven't got Bruno, we've lost Rashford, we've lost a few good players. I mean, there's a good base there. Bellingham can actually move into this position here, and we can play it like that. However, that is a huge step down from the progression that we was making. So we are going to need to spin the wheel and get something that will benefit this team big time. Because every season, the challenges from the board are only going to get harder as the expectations get higher. Let's see what we spin. Obviously, we completed 3 objectives. Let's see if we get something that will help World Cup winner. Okay, let's see who Mr. ChatGPT wants to sign for our team. Okay, Modric is retired at this point, so we can't take Modric. We got denied killing Mbappe once. Do we take Mbappe again? Pogba's not in it. Griezmann's too old. Varane's not in it. Kante's not in it. There's Alvarez. I'm either going to pick Julian Alvarez or Kylian Mbappe. Let's have a look at how they are in the game currently. Julian Alvarez is 88 rated and he's 28 years old at this point. However, Mbappe is only a year older and he's 93 rated. So you know who we're going to sign. And with that signing, Manchester United have just purchased one of the best players in the world. He will be able to link up with his former teammates in Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham, meaning that this team just stepped up a level. Over the summer, we lost some big players, including Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, players like that. But our team still looks really good. Our front three is insane in Vinicius, Ocean Man, and Mbappe. But our midfielder's gone down a peg, obviously losing Bruno Fernandes, which means Bellingham now has to overtake that role, which then means we have to start Thuram and Mainoo together, like in the first season, at 82 and 83 rated. Our defense has gone up a few ratings, in Inacio being 86, but our defense isn't the strong point. Our only hope is that we outscore every team that we play. And that brings me on to ChatGPT's objectives for the season. Obviously, we said the board's objectives are only going to get harder every season as their expectations begin to rise. ChatGPT this season must win the Premier League, win a cup, whether that be the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, and get at least the semi-final again of the Champions League. Now, this attack looks dangerous enough to do that, but is the rest of the team up to par? Let's sim. Okay, so we are at the end of the season and we're here to see how Mr. ChatGPT did. Now, remember his objectives. He had to win the league, he had to win a trophy, and he had to get to the semi-final of the Champions League. Okay, so we got to the semi-final, so that's a tick for Mr. ChatGPT. He managed to complete one of the objectives. Let's see if we won any silverware. Okay, we didn't win the Super Cup, we didn't win the Carabao Cup, and we didn't win the FA Cup. The Community Shield, I'm not counting it because it's like a fake trophy, really. You play one game, it doesn't count. So it all comes down to this final trophy. Did we win the Premier League at least? Wow, ChatGPT cooked. We didn't win a trophy, but we won the Premier League. Semi-finals of the Champions League. It's not a bad season, but there's a problem because now we have to spin the bad wheel. That's really going to slow our progression going into next season. We're getting ourselves back up there, but we have to knock ourselves down a peg next season, depending on what we spin this time. Okay, please don't give me something too bad because we're making really good progression at the moment. Okay. I don't know what to say about that, but you know what? I'm so confident in my team. I'm going to spin it again. We got away with it. We've got release lowest rated player. I can do that. Okay, so our lowest rated player at this current moment is Collier. And I'm going to release him for 1.4 million. He's gone. And there's one more thing I need to do. Okay, so ChatGPT has something very important that's just happened. Victor Osimhen is 30 years old, but he is 91 rated. As you can see, he has submitted a transfer request. So we are going to speak to ChatGPT and see what he wants to do. We're going to do a straight swap for Osimhen for Haaland. Osimhen has left the club. He has been great for us since he signed, and he's done ChatGPT a world of favors. He's scored a lot of goals for us, but now it's time for him to leave, and we have to bring in the Norwegian from Manchester City, Erling Haaland. Having won the Premier League last season, there is just one more trophy that Mr. ChatGPT needs to win, and that is the Champions League trophy. Is Erling Haaland going to be the man that can make the difference to this team, along with Mbappe and Vinicius in that front three, to carry them to glory? ChatGPT has taken Manchester United to another level, restoring them back to the glory of their old days, winning trophies and pushing for the highest positions in world football. But now we have a team that is unbelievable in every aspect of the game. Our defense is strong. Our midfield is crazy. The attack is the best in world football. So ultimately, there's not much more we can really do if we want to complete the challenge of the video, which is to win the Champions League and win the Premier League. Having already won the Premier League, the board has set the current objectives as this. Manchester United and ChatGPT must win both the Premier League and the Champions League. However, they have been lenient with me because for each one I complete, I get to spin goodwill. But each one I fail, I get to spin the bad will. So if I win the Champions League, I get to spin the goodwill. But if I fail to win the Premier League, I have to spin the bad will. But ultimately, we have to win both of the trophies in one season to complete this challenge and to make ChatGPT the greatest manager of all time. Boys, I come to you with some news. The leaderboard is blurred for you right now. You're not seeing it, and there's a reason for that. ChatGPT has worked a miracle. There is only one team in Premier League history that has gone unbeaten. But now there's two. Man United have gone unbeaten in the Premier League. 38 games, 38 wins. They only conceded 35 goals. The team we built was insane, but that is ridiculous. That makes no sense to me. So that means the Premier League is won, which is one of the objectives that we had to do. Did we win the Champions League? Okay, it hasn't been played yet. It is against Real Madrid. If they win this, all the objectives are done, and ChatGPT is the greatest manager of all time. This team is absolutely insane. Look at the ratings of everybody on the squad. There's no way we lose this, right? No. AI or no AI, Real Madrid always win the Champions League. It doesn't matter how good your team is, they find a way to win. And unfortunately, that means one thing. We didn't complete both the objectives set by the board this year, which unfortunately means we have to spin the bad wheel once and the good wheel once. Let's spin these wheels and see how it affects the team. ChatGPT are upset, just like me. I asked them, how do you feel?
Gutted.
But I'm starting with the good wheel this time. Let's start off positive. Let's see what we get to do this season. Okay, I will actually take that. We get to sign a Premier League winner. So I asked for a Premier League winner. They gave me a list of these 4 players. I asked for a few more and it gave me these 3 players. I then said, make it a big signing. And to be honest, all of these players are going to be really old. There's 2 players on this list that I'm going to check out. And that is Declan Rice and Reece James. I will see if they're good enough for the squad. If not, I'm just going to move on without anyone. Okay, so I looked up the 2 players and Declan Rice is 88 rated at 31 years old. That could be some great depth for our midfield, to be fair. And Reece James is only 84. He didn't really go up. So I'm going to sign Declan Rice and we are going to spin the bad wheel. It's all good vibes right now, but spinning this wheel could really change the outcome of the season. Please don't go crazy on me. Oh my God. This just got almost impossible. For the whole season, we have to start every single game 1-0 down. But I am almost positive we will score a lot of goals because our team looks like this. We have the best attack in the world. Our midfield is crazy and our defense is one of the best in the world as well. We have Ahmad on the bench at 89. We have Garnacho at 87. We now have Declan Rice at 88. We are in the best position we've been since we began. So starting 1-0 down might not be the worst thing in the world, and I think we could really push for it. We're going to sim out the season and hope that ChatGPT knew what it was doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the final day of the season. Manchester United are in the Champions League final once again against Bayern Leverkusen. We lost last year to Real Madrid, so this year it's our turn to take revenge. But before we get there, let's see how we did in the rest of the season. We won the Carabao Cup. We didn't win the FA Cup. We won the Community Shield and we won the Premier League, losing only 1 game. We was 1-0 down to start every game and we've managed to win 37 of them and only losing 1. So if we win this Champions League final, we would have won everything that the board wants us to win and we would have restored the club back to where it belongs, meaning ChatGPT is the greatest manager of all time. All of the hard work, all of the preparation, all the decisions that ChatGPT made come down to this game. If we win here, it's all been done. But if we lose, we will have to spin the bad wheel and start all over again next season. And it can only get more difficult. Can the team that Mr. AI built win the Champions League? Vinny Jr. on the ball. Plays it back into Thuram, who's pressing forward. Finds Vinny again. Can Vinny find Bellingham? He hasn't. He's whipped it to Haaland instead. Haaland's still there. He's fallen. And he's... Oh my God. He's launched it into the back of the net. 1-0. What a header. The power on that. He bodied the defender and just ripped it with his head straight into the back of the goal. The ball is played out wide, however, into Johnson. Johnson gives it to Duranville. Duranville head up, gives it into Onyeka, gives it to Oshimadu, gives it into Weber, gives it back to Onyeka. But our defender is there. Ahmad picks up the ball. 8 minutes left. Are we going to be able to hold on? Vinny does have Bellingham in front of him. Will he choose to use him? He hasn't, but he can use him now if he can pick him out. No, he's faked the cross. Vinny. He's flip-flapped it out of play, but we have done it! We have won the Champions League. We won the Premier League as well, so that means that we have completed the challenge.
And I have someone that wants to speak to you. It's Mr. ChatGPT himself.
Lads, take a moment. Look at these trophies. Look at each other. Breathe it in, because this is what greatness feels like. They doubted us. They said we weren't ready. They said others were better, stronger, faster. But guess what? We proved every single one of them wrong. We dominated in England. We conquered Europe. We are Manchester United, and we are back where we belong. This wasn't luck. This wasn't handed to us. This was months of sacrifice, blood, sweat, and relentless determination. Every goal, every tackle, every sprint, it all led to this. And we didn't just win, we made a statement to the world. But let me tell you something, and listen very carefully. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. The greatest teams don't win once. They build dynasties. They dominate for years. So celebrate tonight, enjoy every second, but remember, next season we go again. Because from this moment on, we are the team to beat. We are the standard, and we are the champions. Now lift those trophies. This is our era.
I got goosebumps reading that. This manager, we're back where we belong. Please like the video and click on this one because I think you'd enjoy this one as well.